whole process is something that you train for your whole life. Coming into college, it's down the road, everyone's shooting for it, so I feel like I capitalized the process. I feel like I did as best I could, so I'm in a good spot right now.
Theo, what did you feel like you had to do today, given the fact that you sort of aced the previous tests?
Yeah, I think it's just continuing being consistent with what I've done so far. Something a lot of people have said is they don't feel like I can move as well for my size, so I want to show everybody that I'm fluid in my routes and move around a lot different than a typical 6'6", 260-pound man.
Theo, I'm sure there's been some unfamiliar moments throughout the draft process. What did it mean to get back here with a familiar face and Drew throwing you the ball?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome being here around the guys that you trained with for 4 years at home field. It's great. I got a lot of love for the school, and it was awesome being out here in front of my guys and my family.
What does Penn State mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, this school has turned me from a young boy to a man. A lot of what Coach Franklin is preaching this program, the standards he holds us to, is a big part of the man I am here standing in front of you. So I got a lot of respect and a lot of pride for the school.
Family hasn't always been here just because Canada,
Yeah.
But you have two brothers here hanging out, getting a chance to share this with them. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I got a bunch of family here. I think I got all but one of my brothers. I got my mom here. So it's awesome to have them here. I told them, this is a process you only go through one time, so it'd be really special and important for me to have them.
How much did the Senior Bowl for yourself as well?
Yeah, I think Senior Bowl was huge because it's football. Going to the combine and running around in your underwear and stuff is good and important, but I think Senior Bowl is real football. That's stuff that I think a lot of teams care about a lot. So I knew going into that week was going to be really important for me.
Based on the feedback you've received, what have you done for your draft case since you walked off the field in Atlanta?
Yeah, I think I've helped myself a ton. I was a guy that people had a lot of questions about. Wasn't able to put as much as I feel like I was able to on tape. But throughout this process, I think I've shown people, I can move well. I'm not your typical big, wide tight end. I can do anything you need at tight end. So I think I've definitely helped myself a lot in this process so far.
How many teams have you met so far? Do you know?
Good amount. The Senior Bowl, you meet with almost everybody. Kind of like a speed dating type session, if you will. And then the combine, I had about 6 formal interviews and a bunch of other informal interviews. So I've met with a lot of clubs so far.
Everything set up in the next week, 2 weeks?
Yeah, so I'm about to meet with the Jets right now in the facility. Going to go down to Seattle beginning of April, and then Giants and Baltimore trying to get me out there at some point too.
What is this whole process like for those of us who have never been through it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's something you train for, but nothing can really prepare you as much as you talk to, I was talking with Brent and Pat, guys that have gone through the process, just trying to get a little bit of an idea of what it's like, but nothing can really prepare you for when you walk into a meeting room and you're shaking hands with Andy Reid and the entire front office of the Chiefs. Nothing can really prepare you for that. So you gotta, just trust your training, trust your personality. I know that being you is enough, and it's been really cool, really special experience so far.
Talk about Brenton and Pat. What does it mean for you to be next in line of these tight ends?
Yeah, big part of why I came to Penn State is the lineage of tight ends that came through here. As soon as I walked in the door, I wanted to leave my own mark on it. I feel like I've done that, and I feel good that I'm continuing the tradition. I feel like the tight end room's in a great space moving forward. We got a lot of guys that are going to do a lot of great things, so I feel good about the mark I've left here.
How'd it feel to head passes back from Drew?
It was awesome. One more time, training with him this week leading up to it, I'm like, hey man, don't worry about nothing else. It's just like old times. And that's exactly what it was like out there today.
What do NFL teams want to know about you in those interviews? What are they asking you?
Yeah, they want to know. The big thing is what type of learner you are. They want to see how you think, how your mind processes information. They try and install a play, do a meeting, go through tape, and at the end they'll ask you about the install, see how much you can retain. So seeing what type of learner you are, what type of personality you have, and what type of teammate you're going to be if they choose you.
What's the most unusual, unexpected part of it, whether it be the interviews or something?
I think it's the lack of time. Something, for whatever reason, outside looking in when I was a younger guy, you think you got all this time. You got months and months to prepare. But really, I get out of the Senior Bowl, I got 3 weeks to recover from a long season until the Senior Bowl. And then you come back from the Senior Bowl, you got to recover and rest up from the Senior Bowl, and then you got 3 weeks of the Combine. So it's kind of, everything's quick. You got to really utilize your time. I mean, that's something that I wasn't that aware of. So I had to really be on my P's and Q's every single day.
That's the strangest question or thing they want you to do.
Strangest question I had was how many basketballs could you fit on a school bus?
A school bus?
Yeah.
How many?
How many basketballs?
What kind of answer did you give?
It was a long calculation thing about how wide a basketball is, how wide a seat is, how high it is. It was a long, big thing. I'm not going to try and figure it out right here in front of all you guys, but that's definitely the strangest question I got, for sure.
What was your conversation like with Andy Reid? I guess 2 months after a Super Bowl kind of thing, even maybe less.
Yeah, every team has a different vibe in their interviews. So I went to the Eagles and they had like a mini hoop in there, and the first thing I did was shoot a couple shots in the mini hoop to kind of break the ice, lighten the mood. The Chiefs, it was a little more formal, a little more serious, like kind of everyone was a little quiet. So that one, you kind of walk in and you got to make sure you're on all your stuff. It's not as lighthearted, if you will.
Yeah, we saw you at practice on Tuesday. What is it like to experience a practice from the outside now?
Yeah, it's weird. When they're bringing it up, I'm thinking I got to run over there and run all the spots where the tight ends is. But, it's really cool to see the guys and see where everyone's at. Everyone was happy to see me. So it's just awesome being around here. Every opportunity I get to be out, I'll be out here with the guys.
What's your first impression of Luke Reynolds?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things. That's something I told him when I came in here. A lot of people have told me about the type of worker he is, how he approaches things. He's one of those freshmen that just kind of keeps his mouth shut and gets the word from what I've heard. So he looks great. He's going to develop a ton, and I think he's going to be a good player when it's all said and done.
Theo, what are your plans between now and the draft? Where are you going to set up base?
I'll be here for a few weeks just because if I have teams that want to work me out, I'll do it here. If I have to fly out anywhere, I'll be out of here. Then a few weeks before the draft, I'll go back home.
Theo, what are your expectations for Tyler Warren here in the upcoming year, and what's the feedback you can give us on Andrew Rapley's freshman experience?
Yeah, I've told a lot of people have asked me about Tyler. I've told everybody he's going to be first tight end off the board next year. I think he's got a chance to be an All-American, Mackey Award winner. He's a very special player. I think he's not getting, since he's been here, he hasn't gotten the credit he deserves. I think next year with Coach K, he's going to really take off. I'm a firm believer in Tyler Warren. I think he's a great teammate and a great player. What Rapp has done, he's a guy that needs a little bit of development. Kind of is all over the place, and he has a high motor, so you kind of have to calm him down and just talk to him face to face sometimes. But I think he has the mentality. That's something you can't coach or can't teach. Some guys figure it out right away. Other ones it takes 4 years. He's got it right now. He's just got to hone in his technique.
Yeah, but what more about Warren than what we've already seen? Like when you say he's going to take off, what is there something about his game, or just getting more opportunities, or what do you think?
For his time here, he's been sharing the tight end room with 2 other NFL prospects, 2 other high-level guys. He's been sharing reps, sharing targets. Next year, it's going to be a lot on him. We're going to have young guys who are going to step up, but he's proven himself for 4 years. He's going to get a lot more opportunities. I feel like our offense is going to be more based around him. So he's going to really take off.
How have you seen his confidence grow specifically?
Yeah, I think from a freshman coming in, being a quarterback, trying to find his way in the run game, in the pass game. Now he just looks very comfortable being a tight end. He embodies all that you want as a tight end, gritty, hardworking, great mindset when it comes to blocking, can wiggle himself open in the pass game. So I think he's got everything that you want in a tight end, and I think that's why he's going to really shoot for the stars this year.
Thanks, Theo.
Thanks, Theo. Appreciate it.